So hello everybody. I hope I am still audible as usual and as before. Can you just confirm if you can hear me? All right. Thank you very much. Indeed, yeah. So while we wait for our speaker to resolve the network issue from his end. So we want to say I'm sorry for that. So I'll just be taking us through what the speakers will be discussing today, taking us through some of the objectives and what is expected of you as a participant. So we are moving to the environmental hygiene as the moderator stated, keeping coops clean to prevent disease. And one of the objectives of this session and why it is so important in biosecurity and hygiene, especially in the poultry settings, is to help the every one of us here to understand the importance of cleanliness in poultry environments. And this will also serve as a link between waste and disease and how improved hygiene can actually reduce the need for over-reliance on drugs. And I believe the speaker will be exploring some practical low-cost cleanliness routine that is suitable for a smallholder farms. So I will be expecting, especially during our breakout session, from every one of us to be able to explain how poor hygiene actually contributes to poultry disease and antimicrobial resistance. And also, you should have it at the back of your mind to be able to describe maybe 3 key areas that actually require regular cleaning, especially in the farm settings. And also, well, yeah, to be able to identify simple local tools and routines that can be used to maintain clean poultry environments. And well, maybe by the end of this session, we all would be able to discuss some of the challenges during our interactive session, some of the challenges to maintain hygiene, especially in low resource environment, majorly in the sub-Saharan Africa. So, well, I'll be doing some, I'll be posting some mini questions on the chat box now, and I will want to employ every one of us to respond to it, as because we've all seen biosecurity barriers. We've been to various nearby farms. We've seen the farmer behavior towards biosecurity. Um, and at the same time, we've had some common risk that is associated with not keeping up with the biosecurity. So I would like us to well, like Adeyeye, I don't know if you can just help me type the question in the chat box or is already there. What was the cleanest things you observed on the farm you visited? In one word, what was the dirtiest? So what was the cleanliness in one word, and what was the dirtiest thing you observed on the farm you visited? I don't know if Adeyeye can hear me, and if you already pasted the question, the way I
Yeah, it
just.
has been posted on the chat box.
All right. Thank you very much. So I want to see everybody perspective on in just one word. What was the cleanliness and what was the dirtiest thing you observed in the farm you visited recently? Maybe this is the time to catch the people that actually went on the real visitation. Like Adiyeye said, some people were using a Google photo for some of their responses. Okay, I can see Sheriff Dean, the cleanliness is actually the floor, while the dirtiest is actually the cage. Yeah, Catherine said it's the foot bath. Wow, they even have a foot bath. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm still expecting more response. I hope everybody can hear me. I've only seen 2 so far. Okay, I can see Alima, Mr. Farmer. Or should I call her Miss Farmer today? That the dirtiest was actually the feeding trough. Oh, that is a huge break in biosecurity. If the feeding trough is actually dirty, which means it must have mixed with the coop of the beds. Well, Chidinma said the cleanliness is the manager. Wow. Why the dirtiest is the floor? Oh God. I need to correlate that. The manager was the cleanliness. Why the floor of his office is actually dirty? Oh, nice. Okay, I can see Nelly Jepkoa. Sorry for with my pronunciation. I'm saying the cleanliness was the drinker, while the dirtiest was the dump site outside. Well, you could maybe if you have the opportunity to visit that particular farm again, you can just enlighten them probably to move their dump site far away from where the poultry is located, or they should make use of a commercial dump refuse collector. I think that is part of what we'll be talking about in in the coming session as well. So I can see Emmanuel saying the cleanliness was the drinker. Why? It is always the floor. So Catherine said the floor was the dirtiest, while Morenikeji said the cleanliness was the pen, why the dirtiest was the environment. I'm trying to understand that better, but I think I get your point. Patience said cleanliness was the water supply, nipple. I'm trying to read favor, feeder, why the floor. So majority of us, wait, I'm seeing the opposite. I was about to conclude, but Alice just brought in something saying feeder was the dirtiest, why the floor was the cleanliness. Wow, that's interesting. I can see Veronica stating that the most clean was the water bowl, the dirtiest was actually the floor. So I can say, based on this brief survey we just conducted from your experience visiting those nearby farms, the floor is one of the most contaminated part of the farm, which means next time you are visiting those farms, you should actually try to encourage and enlighten them on how hygiene can actually prevent disease. So thank you for that. I can see a lot of people, even Fabian, agree that the dirtiest was the floor, while the environment with the surrounding was actually the cleanest. The same thing with Boniface and Felix said water trough was the cleanliness, while the dirtiest was the entrance. That is very, very important, because if the entrance of the farm is dirty, which means disease and every other unwanted friends, I mean in pathogen, are being moved in and out of the poultry house as every individual is working in. But that is a huge breakage in the biosecurity, and that is what we are trying to advocate for. You can see Rita Yahya saying, yeah, the cleanliness is actually the feeder. I think I have another question that I just want to throw open that I want to dash out today. Where's my question? Okay, so because we all concluded that the floor is actually the dirtiest. So I want us to think on why infrastructure actually matter. I believe with majority of us agreeing that the floor was the dirtiest, we can all think about why infrastructure actually matter. So I'm trying to get my question for you. Where's my question? Where are you? Okay, I just sent another a pool prompt. And okay, let me see if I can't set a poll. The meeting started already, which stated that what is the most overlooked hygiene issue in your community based on the experience you've had directly interact with some poultry farms, and also you might check other um farms too. Could be piggery, could be dairy, anyone, could even be fish farming, any form of farm. What is the most overlooked hygiene issue your community um in your community rather? So let me see if the speaker is on call already. Okay, yeah, I can see a lot of responses in the chat box. Am I still audible, please? Can you confirm?
Yes, yeah, audible.
Oh, that should be Rita. She's in my group. Okay. Waste disposal and cleaning practices. No, majority of people are saying talking about no cleaning routine, poor waste disposal. And we have some of us here that actually work in the poultry farm, or they have a poultry farm ourselves, or a poultry farm background and experience. And we can actually we have a real-time issues and experience based on what we've posted so far, where you can relate with what is happening on your farm. Because based on the assignments submitted by some of us, I can tell that some of us, we have poultry farm, or we work on the poultry farm. That is good. And I'll be reading out Rita's comments that stated that the farmer mixed different species of birds, turkey and birds. I don't know what you mean by turkey and birds, but I guess
Wanted to
you.
say chicken.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So you meant turkey and chicken. Mixed breeding increases the spread of cross infection. I think we discussed it in some of our previous session we've had. So thank you. Thank you very much. You are motivating me to actually want to ask more questions. It's actually shows that majority of us have been following the training session, and we've actually been able to relate it with our field experience. So well done to everybody. I'm impressed. So let me look for. So I just reached out to the speaker. He said he will join now. So I don't know. I don't want to say the network situations in some part of Africa. I will not mention the country, nor will I mention the region. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know why some people are laughing, but then, so I think I have one more question to ask. One more question. Where's me? Even myself, yeah, I'm trying to juggle between two internet provider at the same time. One for my phone, one for my laptop. So we are deeply sorry about the delay. Where's my other question I wanted to say? Okay, yeah, I have a question based on your previous experience to the farm. I'll just paste it in the chat box now. I don't know why you are saying you know ourselves. So during your last visit, what are to the poultry farm, sorry. So what do you notice, or what did you observe that some of the farmers were feeding their birds? So I just want as much response as possible in the chat box, because we are trying to remember the core concept of our training is to promote biosecurity, which include vaccination, nutrition, and hygiene against the use of antibiotics. Yes, they make their own feed. I agree. Okay, thank you. I can see a lot of people talking about commercial feed. So I would like to employ every one of us. When next we have the opportunity to visit a farm, I think part of what should intrigue you, like what you should be curious about, is what is the content of the feed. Like, we are talking about nutrition. Have you remember during the session yesterday, Philip Umaro asked a question regarding the relationship between vaccine failure and nutrition. Do you get it now? So when we look at it from that perspective too, how do we want to prevent the birds from coming down with disease, talk less of them using antibiotics? One of the best way is actually through nutrition. So, and we cannot be talking about nutrition without talking about good feed. So when next you go, you can ask them, what do you even have idea about the content of the feed given to the birds?
Hello everyone.
All right, I think our speaker has joined the call.
Yes.
Melo, we can hear you now.
Okay, sorry. So the speaker is having a technical glitch, but we should be done in a few minutes. I just wanted to join and just notify. So in less than 5 minutes, we should be good to go. Sorry for the delay.
Right. Okay. So we'll continue with our little chitty chats we've been having in the chat box. And okay, I think I like the response given by Sheriff Dean when they said, well, I think you should. I'm suspecting he's a poultry farmer because he was able to give us the formulation CP 16.8 ME 2650 kilocal, which is a typical only somebody that is experienced in that field, in feeding and every other things related to poultry will be able to give that details of information. So yes, when next you visit the farm next time, like sold that bordering, I don't know if I pronounce it correctly. You said commercial feed for many farms you visited, but none for reasons of profitability. Several laying in Benin. Oh yeah, she is the one from Benin Republic. I think I like this. In Benin, produce their own feed when the subjects are adults, but unanimously at the cheek, everyone refer to commercial feed. Yes, because at the cheek, they need a lot of balanced diet to actually grow very fast. So I understand your perspective. So next time when you have the opportunity to visit a farm nearby, you should ask them questions. You should be curious. Why are you taking certain action? Even though you are going there to sensitize them, to educate them, to create awareness, that will guide how you will be able to interact with them. That is what we call community engagement. Very, very important when you want to transfer knowledge. Do you understand now? So you'll be curious, understanding the method they are used to. And from there, you can be able to chip in, okay, if you do it this way, don't you think you will achieve a better result, a better output, and it will prevent you from relying on drugs? Do you understand now? So that is what I'm trying to pass across with that my question. So when next you go, you should be more you should pay attention to some of the practices of the farm, and that will trigger you some questions whereby you can actually understand their behavior, and you can now introduce the changes you want them to adopt. So I think our speaker will be joining shortly. Let me ask my last question before I would disappear from your face. I hope everybody is happy to hear from me, Sha. Okay, here's my final question. Where are you? Where are you? Don't hide from me. Okay.
Yes. So Doc, the speaker wants to confirm if we follow the presentation, are you in a position to project your screen and then
Yes, I can do
Okay.
that.
Let's
Send it to me on
the
WhatsApp.
slide will be sent across now.
Send it to me on WhatsApp. I'll be able to do that.
I have a concern, sir. Can I ask, please?
Yes, please go ahead. You should.
Yeah, thank you so much. I had a suggestion for the Sunday classes. Can it be brought back by maybe an hour to start from an hour earlier? Because you remember last time we also went up to late in the night, and some of us have to travel very long distance from the places of network to where we can get better network. Another thing I wanted to request is that would you be kindly sharing the slides? Like the yesterday's presenter was promised to give us some formulation or the ratio of different nutrients. So I would suggest that maybe the team, the leads can be sharing with us the slides after the presentation so that we can follow up. Thank you.
All right, no problem, George. Would the team will consider your your suggestion, and they will look into it and get back to you if there will be any change in that perspective. And then the second question, yes, the slide will be shared after the training session. So because we are still collecting, and then we need the permission of all the speakers, so all the facilitators rather, to share the slide. So once we get the approval, the slide will definitely be shared with everybody, and then it is being documented. So for now, you can follow the recordings of each of the session while we share the slide. Eventually, before the end of the training, the slide will be made available to everyone. Thank you.
Thank you
Have
so
I-
much, sir.
All right. So we consider the request. If you notice, we've reduced from having 2 sessions to 1 session per day. So we're also aware of the time variations in various countries, especially those in East Africa. So there's no problem with that. We'll also look into that and then review it. Thank you. And also, I noticed some champions are yet to submit their assignments, especially from 1, 2, and every other follow-up assignment. Please kindly ensure to do that as soon as possible before the next session. I don't know. I can see Favor crying in the chat box. I don't know what happened. I hope everything is fine.
Excuse. So we are gonna receive the assignments through the email, right? Like for yesterday's.
I did not get your question, Lincoln.
We're gonna receive the assignments like for yesterday through the emails.
The assignment for yesterday? No, you are submitting it through a Google form. I think, Adeyeye, can you confirm that, sir?
Yeah, more details about the assignment will be passed across after today's session. The two will be sent across.
Okay, thank you. Lincoln, are you okay now?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Okay, I'm trying to present a question while we wait. Okay, yeah, let me check my chats.
And then, sir, about the time span of the of the submission, it was saying 48 hours. Are you still sticking to that, or 1 week?
Oh, yeah, Adeyeye said every information regarding the assignment will be passed across after today's session. So if the deadline is going to change, he will definitely pass it across as well. And he will be passing the information across alongside Wendy by the end of the session today. So if it is going to change, it will be communicated.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, can you check now, Doc? The slides are in your DM.
Yes, I've seen it. I'm just about to save it. So are we good to go?
Yes, we are.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Is the speaker on the call now?
Yes, joining. You would give in a minute.
All right, sir.
That what? So now he need me. What did you tell him?
Please mute your mic, Wando.
For me, ma, I'm going out now.
Yes, so the speaker is ready now.
Okay. Good evening.
Doc, can you confirm if you can hear us?
We are hearing you, sir.
Okay, Dr. Said, we can't see the slide. Have they been presented? Are you projecting yet?
I guess Doc network is a bit bad, so probably is going to join us very soon with the projection. Okay, yeah, I
Okay, no, I
started
think
sharing
it's
the
coming
screen.
up now. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. So let's start. Okay, it's up now. So I'm passing it back.
Sorry, I've been talking since I didn't know my screen is is muted. I'm sorry. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, it's coming up, but I'm yet to see the slides appear.
Okay, I'm coming. Let me try again. I'm trying to. Oh, about now.
Yes, it's up now. So maybe we
All
can
right.
now keep on presentation mode.
Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much, sir,
All
for.
right, so I'm passing it now to Dr. Hambisha. Then you would guide the slides as he dictates.
All right, sir. Thank you very much.
Hello. Good
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Thank you. So sorry for the delay. Sorry for the hitches.
Yeah, it's totally understandable, sir. We are all from Africa, so we know we can relate.
Okay. Thank you.
So I'll
So
briefly be reading the citation of our speakers today so that every one of us can get familiar with who'll be taking us through this particular session of the Bioshield Squad training session on environmental hygiene, keeping coops clean to prevent disease. And our facilitator for today is Dr. Paul Tekende Abensha. Sorry about the pronunciation, sir. He's a
no,
DPM,
that's okay.
MSD, PhD, and he's a seasoned veterinarian, and he's also a clinician also a specialist in avian practitioning, and also he's a researcher at the Veterinary Teaching Hospital, Joseph Saruwan Taka University in Makurdi, Nigeria. And with over a decade of experience in poultry management, disease control, and nutritional strategies, and also he also worked to improve gut health. He has contributed significantly to advancing avian medicine through teaching, innovation research, and farmer empowerment. And Dr. Paul is widely published in peer-reviewed journal focusing on anticoccidia therapies and poultry immunology. And also, he remains committed to veterinary education, community engagement, and professional development. He's an active member of the Nigerian Veterinary Medical Association. And distinguished ladies and gentlemen, just let me welcome the speaker for this evening's session, Dr. Paul Ambesha. So thank you very much, sir. You can have the mic now. Just let me know when to move the slide. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I consider it a privilege to share with you in the area of environmental hygiene in poultry management. Like I've already been introduced, my name is Paul Pekende Hambesha, and it's a pleasure whenever it comes to discussing about poultry management, because it is our wealth, it is our profession, it is our pride. So without wasting much time, let's go to the business of the day. So thank you. Now we talk about environmental hygiene in keeping the pens and the cages clean to prevent disease. So what are the importance of environmental hygiene in poultry farms? This reduces cost of poultry production. It promotes growth and performance of birds, because by the time you prevent disease, the money you would have used in buying drugs will be saved. And then when they are free from disease, their growth and performance is enhanced. It also improves animal health, public health, and combat antimicrobial resistance. Because by the time you prevent disease, then the animals are in good health, their well-being is ensured. And then for we humans, we end up eating meat or eggs that are free from antimicrobials. And then there is no even need for the use of the antimicrobials. So you won't even be talking about resistance. And then overall, there's an increase in profit margin. Thank you. Next. Now, how will you now achieve this? First and foremost, the location of the poultry farms should be in areas that are with proper drainage. They shouldn't be in areas that are dampy, because you won't capitalize on the fact that you clean up. And so if the foundation is shaky, the cleaning and the hygiene will require more hands, and then the increase in cost. So from the foundation, while locating your farms, look for areas that have proper drainage and not in swampy areas. Then in construction of the pens, you have to position them in such a way that there's good and proper ventilation. You consider the east-west wind. This will increase proper ventilation and then allow the litter to be dry. And then with good ventilation, based on proper location of the pens, it will improve the airflow within the farm, and then the litter itself will be dry. There won't be ammonia buildup. And then in constructing the pens, make the floors to be smooth and the walls. This will help you when it comes to cleaning, washing, and disinfecting. Because if you don't smoothen the walls, there will be crevices. And then the ectoparasite, the ticks, the mites, the lice will hide in those crevices. And no matter how you try to wash, cleanse, and disinfect, they will still hide out. So your aim will not be achieved, and you end up spending more. Maintain good litter and dispose waste properly. If the litter is not well maintained, a lot of disease will crop up. Chiefly among them will be coccidiosis. So maintain good litter. And by the time you have evacuated the litter, you have to dispose it properly. Because if the waste is not properly disposed, it will attract rodents and other vermin on the farm. Then keep the area around the pens free from vegetation, debris, and unused equipment. Because when there's grasses around the pens, this will encourage rodents. And these rodents have the ability of bringing infection on the farm because they are carriers of bacteria. Chiefly among them are salmonella. So by the time your farm is free from the vegetation and debris, then you will not encourage vermin on the farm, and thereby there won't be an opportunity for them to introduce salmonella and other ectoparasite on the farm. Then clean, wash, and disinfect pens after every batch of production. Next, please. Next, please. Still on the farm cleaning techniques, clean and disinfect vehicles transporting poultry birds inside and out of the farm. Emphasis is based on ectoparasites. So all that we'll be saying will be ways we can minimize the introduction of the ectoparasites. Talk about the ticks, the lice, the mites, the flies. Because their emphasis cannot be overemphasized. Because apart from the fact that they cause mechanical transmission, they themselves, they are a nuisance. When there are termites, when there are mites, flies on the farm, and ticks, especially the agar specicles when it comes to poultry, they cause a lot of irritation to these birds. And these birds will be irritated. They won't have time to be eaten. Rather, you see them trying to scratching themselves. They become restless. So instead of eating and having efficient feed conversion, you see the birds being restless, and so they will not be eating. So ensure that all new and used equipment are thoroughly clean and disinfected. Equipment brought onto the site from other poultry farms or units must be disinfected, because all these are measures to prevent the ectoparasites. A perimeter fence is necessary for effective biosecurity, because when you talk about biosecurity, you talk about isolation, traffic control, and sanitation. So sanitation, which is proper hygiene on the farm alone, may not be enough. You have to isolate your pen, even if it's with a backyard poultry farm. It should not be situated in front of the house. It should be at the backyard, where traffic will be minimized, and then it will be isolated from humans, vehicles, and other traffic. Next, please. Install food baths at pen entrance. This will also reduce and minimize the chances of the personnel, the workers, visitors in introducing these ectoparasites. Employees and visitors should clean footwears to remove organic material. It is for this same purpose. All aim at trying to minimize chances of introducing the causative agents. Replenish food baths daily or when visibly contaminated. Limit non-essential visitors. If a visitor or a personnel have no business with the farm, it's not a dog show. Poultry farming is not dog show that you display and say, visitors, come and see my farm. Not for any scrutiny of privacy. It's just to prevent all possible means of encountering the positive agents. Next slide, sir. Remove dust and debris from all surfaces and dispose of them accordingly. Apply an appropriate broad-spectrum disinfectant detergent solution in washing. Izal will be effective, and all other disinfectants are effective. Even detergents. One good thing that farmers need to know is disinfectants, detergents such as Omo, are very effective, because even the stubborn and very resistant viruses, by the time you use detergents, what they do is they break down the glycoprotein cell wall, and thereby making the virus, which seems to be very stubborn and resistant, become liable to even common cold or heat. Do visual inspection and microbial culture to monitor the sanitation program. You know, these are pathogens. So from time to time, it's good to carry out a microbial culture to see whether their micro workload on your farms. You can do a swab of the drinkers, the water reservoirs, even the feeders and the surfaces from time to time. Then clean each equipment thoroughly after every batch of production. Next, please. So in conclusion, biosecurity and environmental hygiene are the most effective deterrents against an infectious incursion in most animal agricultural production systems. And poultry pens are not an exception to this rule. Effective biosecurity measures will help poultry farmers avoid possible scrutiny and even legal litigation, enhance their credibility and reputation for distributing disease-free meat and eggs. The proper implementation of environmental hygiene will increase the farmer's profit margins. And lastly, keeping pens and cages clean is a conformation to global best practices due to the ban on antimicrobial drug use in food-producing animals and the risks of development of antimicrobial resistance. And the last slide. Thank you for listening.
Right. Thank you very, very much, sir, for the short, precise, and accurate presentation. We so much appreciate that. So, and thank you very much, sir, for sharing the knowledge. And most of the participants, we agree with me that we actually discussed this earlier, whereby I said our speaker will be focusing on the environmental hygiene, and most of what we discussed was that the food baths hygiene majorly about your poultry will determine how biosecurity, how good you are with biosecurity. So thank you very much, sir. Please let us just give a round of applause for our speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So we'll briefly move on to the next part of the training session, which is our short and our usual breakout session, where we'll be dissecting and discussing and input every individual perspective on the content of what our speaker just discussed with us now. So I'll be sharing. So every one of us, you should join the breakout sessions you belongs to with us.
Excuse me, doctor, before you leave. Last week, we had an issue of people who were not grouped, and they told us to forward our names. And currently, we haven't received the feedback because I saw very many people, and we don't know currently where we fall. And me as a person, because of desperation, I had put myself, let me say, in all the groups. And Dr. I think Sahid said, asked me, why did you do so? So I don't know when we are going to be grouped, because I think many of us, some of us here are not grouped.
Okay, that is not a problem. You'll be assigned to your various group as soon as possible, but the group does not have anything to do with the breakout session. You'll be assigned to your breakout session for today. Do you get this now? Hello.
Yeah, I get it.
All right. Thank you very much for that.
Good evening.
So I'll be sharing the breakout question now. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll be pasting it in the chat box now.
Hello, Doc.
Hello, sir. I'm with you, sir.
Yes, the speaker wants to confirm, is there going to be a question and answer for him to respond, or he's supposed to remain on the call, or now that he has presented, is done? What is supposed to happen?
There'll be question and answer, and it will also help us to join some of the breakout session and get to access the knowledge of the champions. And at the
Okay.
end, we will also be able to provide a general conclusion, like more of a specialist perspective on their discussion from their group. Because after the breakout session, which will last about 10 minutes to 12
Okay.
minutes, they'll come back to the group A, and also each group representative will give a brief summary of their group
Okay.
discussion. So, and then we help them to look at it from their blind spot and give them
Okay.
advice on that. And then we'll move
Oh.
into question and answer.
All right. All right. So, okay, he'll wait for his room to be assigned then.
Okay, I'm trying to type this here. Madia, please, can you confirm if you can help me with the task?
Yeah, I think it's only the host that can do that.
Okay.
The
Oh,
breakout section, right?
yes. I'll paste I want to paste the question now. Then I will send everybody into the breakout session.
All right.
Just give me a few seconds. Okay, let me paste this now. So the question is related to your previous farm visits. So the task for each of the group is to access what do you think was wrong. And now this time around, you're not just discussing what do you think was wrong. You are proposing how do you think you can fix it in a simple and a cheap way, and that you can recommend to the farmers. So that is what the group will be discussing about. And then the group tasks include, because I've been trying to break it down for you, what hygiene or design issue do you see? That should be your first question. Your second question will now be, what's the potential impact on bird health and antimicrobial resistance? And the third question is, if you had to improve it using only locally available materials or tools, what would you do? Do you get it now? So I want you all in various team or various breakout session to come together, find a solution. You are developing a solution for the farmers now. So I'll be pasting it in the chat box now. Can you all see the question now? And then, okay, during this breakout session, no, I think I should assign automatically. Okay. So welcome back, everybody. I hope we all had a fruitful breakout discussion and were able to share interactions and our various experiences during our last farm visit. So I think we should just give others a few seconds for them to join back from the breakout session. I'm only seeing 42 here. Can Olabode Samuel please transfer the host back to me? I think I just lost the host privilege now. Olabode Samuel, are you on the call? So without wasting much of our time, I'll be calling on each of the group representatives to step forward and then present in less than 3 minutes, because we have about 12 minutes to the end of this session to present some of the discussion from their various breakout sessions. So just the representative of each of the breakout session from breakout session 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, you can just raise your hand while I called you. So George, please go ahead. Very quick.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tim. My name is George Adongo from Kenya. I was representing Group 8, and this is the outcome of our discussion from that very group. The first question is that the hygiene or design issue that we were able to have, we had many discussions, and some of the outcomes we had is that farmers were just entering the different poultry houses without any formula of or having a purpose that they are going to do. So farmers and visitors are just entering the poultry houses. Another issue we found that there was lack of hand washing machine, and instead farmers are some farmers are choosing to disinfect instead of cleaning or having hand wash machine at the entrance. So you see, when they use disinfectant, in the long run, they are contributing to the antimicrobial resistance. The second question we found was that the potential impact, and one of the issues we picked out was the lack of hand washing machine or hand washing techniques that they were having as an issue. So the impact of this, we realized that this is going to make ensure or make the transfer of bacteria or microorganisms in the flock. And this, when the microorganisms are transferred, for example, virus, there will be more use of drugs and hence the development of antimicrobial resistance in the flock. And also the spread of diseases can even come all the way to the human beings when you're talking about now the zoonotic diseases on human beings. Now, how we could solve this locally, we said that we can have some basin and soap, or what the presenter was calling Omo, which is a disinfectant, or yes. So when we have some simple basin or jerry cans that are hung at the entrance, the farmers or the visitors entering there can put on their hands the soap or the Omo, then they clean their hands before they can really get into the flock. Then the last question, how we call our fix, the fix name, we call it a clean entry or the hand wash, where people are and some writing put there so that when a farmer or when a visitor gets there, is seeing something that is written clean entry or hand wash, so that he's going to respect that before he gets into the flock. Thank you so much. That was Group 8, represented by George Adongo from Kenya. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, George. I'm afraid we have a very short time before this Zoom log us out. We have just 8 minutes to go. So, Rita, please go ahead. Make it brief and then precise, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good evening. My name is Rita, and I'm representing Group 1. So from our discussion, the first question was the hygiene and also design issue that we observed. Number one, hygiene was there was no water there. There was no water for washing hands before entering the farm. And also the pen was dirty. And then one of our members also discussed about how the orientation of the poultry farm is. Instead of the poultry farm facing east-west, it was faced north-south. And this allows direct reflection of the sun, which will eventually affect the bed and also lead to other health issues. And one of our members also talked about how close the pigs were to the birds' poultry house. And in a case like this, when there is a breakout of disease, you will not even know the source of this disease. So you start piling those poultry beds with drugs, which will now lead to antimicrobial resistance. The second question, which is what potential impacts on bird health? Now, since you don't know, since the poultry farm and also the pig house is close to each other, there will be transfer of diseases. And also for other poultry farm that is mixed with different species of birds like chicken and also turkey, there's cross infection. If you don't know how to manage this kind of thing, it will lead to different diseases. And then what way can we improve it is by separating the birds, creating a different house for them. If that would be so expensive, you can just separate the birds from each other with what you have, like using basin or planks to separate those birds. By doing that, it will prevent you from even spending more money and also keeping the poultry farm neat. They say that prevention is better than cure. So by doing these little things that are not so little, it will help to improve their health and also to know the kind of feed you give these birds. To give the last question is give your pigs a name. As is clean and dry. No, clean corner. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that. Rita, I'm afraid we have just 6 minutes to go, so I'll be calling on Adisa, please. Make it snappy. The discussion
Thank you very
from
much. Yeah, my name is Adisa Ibrahim and I'm representing Group 6. Now, I will just briefly go to what we actually discussed. Now, the hygiene issue that we discussed in the exposure of this litter and the way we actually fix the problem was discussed that it is by drying those manure and sell it to agronomists or farmer as organic fertilizer or mix it with some synthetic fertilizer for plants. That's the best solution for the hygiene issue, which is irregular disposal of organic manure. So, and the way we can actually the impact of this irregular disposal of this manure to the chick especially and to the poultry product, which is egg, is there will be contamination. The egg that has been said, there will be contamination, and the layers, I mean the base, will be affected with some virus and with some diseases. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Adisa, for representing your group. That was very impressive, and you guys really had a beautiful discussion. So, Amarachi, please go ahead. Very quick. I think we have 4 minutes.
Good
Hopefully.
evening. Okay, I'm Ezigi Namarachi representing Group 7. So for the first question, we talked about waste dump, which was very close to the poultry house. We also talked about floor dam, like the floor of the poultry house was damp. Also, one of our group member mentioned that the farmer did not isolate before treating once the birds are sick. And also we had a case of where the farmer had battery cages inside the houses and is also practicing deep litter. So the issue of the feces from the ones in the battery cage dropping on the ones in the deep litter. Then for the impact, we talked about keeping birds together and administering the drugs. It will not predispose both the ones that were not sick to antimicrobial resistance. Then for the wet litters, we mentioned that the moisture will encourage the growth of microorganisms leading to infectious diseases, and at the end of the day, administration of antibiotics, which could lead to antimicrobial resistance. Then the we also mentioned that the drinkers were dirty, which can also predispose these animals to the birds to infectious diseases. Then for the solution, we used the name dry litters because most of the solution was heading towards the litter, where we mentioned about elevating the water, the drinkers with maybe a plank or a platform. Then also we check the litters for leakages. That was it. Thank you, everyone.
Right, that was very impressive and Amarachi and very educating. So if you have any question for the our facilitator due to time constraint, because I think this Zoom was set to time out once it is 2 hours. And we've spent 1 hour 58 minutes already on the call. So you can type it in the chat box or send it to me on WhatsApp. Okay, is Dr. Teresa saying something, sir? Okay, Sheriff Dean, please go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. So the hygiene issue we discussed about was litter management. So and the effect this could have on the birds is that there's going to be ammonia buildup, so that could lead to respiratory diseases like the CRD and the CCRD. So also it's going to impact the growth of the animal. So and the effect on the AMR is that it's going to make a farmer abuse the use of antibiotics. So meanwhile, the issue is litter management. So the solution is good litter management and frequent changing of the litters. So if we are to name this, we are going to call it good litter healthy chicken. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, Sheriff Dean, for that precision. Grace, please go ahead. I can see a question in the chat box. Please go ahead, Grace Oluwadele.
All right, sir. I'm Grace representing Group 9. So without wasting much of our time, let me just go straight to what we discussed. So we discussed the distance in the spacing within the farm, the poultry farm and the well. Like there's no much spacing. And the farmers still use well water to feed the poultry animals. So we also talked about waste management. The distance between the poultry farm and where the waste is being disposed is very, very close. So which can lead which the poultry, the waste disposal space and the farm, like everything is just in the same place, and this can easily, during water formation, this can lead to this waste, part of the waste, to go through to still enter the well water, which will still be used to feed the poultry animal. So the solution we came up with is providing this zero emission, in which the waste from the poultry farm are used as manure instead of just dumping it somewhere for to decay. So we can easily use it as manure. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that, Grace. Daniel, are you saying something?
Yes, I'm Daniel Ontuga, representing Group 4. So from our discussion, on the basis of on the issue of hygiene or design issue, from our members, we discussed, and this is the response they gave. First, they saw dirty drinkers and dump litter under them. This can be of the great risk, and also there's the location of the pens of the chicken. Also, there's the isolation of sick from healthy one. When chicken are not being isolated from the healthy one, it can be of the great impact to the other flocks. So, what was the potential health on the AMR? So when sick birds are being treated, they can make the farmer to use antibiotics, which in return can be of great risks of AMR. We discussed on the local materials we can use the cheap local material, and the response was we can use ash and also cheap detergent for to be used as a foot bath and also for cleaning the drinkers which are being pooped by the chicken. The fixed name for the fixed name we gave was Rise and Shine Station. So whenever we raise our feeders stroke drinkers, we can do that to cleaner litter and healthier and happier birds. Yes, that's the end.
All right. Thank you very much for the brief summary of what was discussed in your breakout session, Daniel. I believe that is all for all the breakout session groups we had. So I'll be inviting our facilitators to come and just share a brief summary of what we've all discussed, and probably if there is another perspective from the experts that you omitted during the discussion, and we'll move to question and answer if there is any, and then we'll quickly wrap up the session for today. Once again, we are very sorry for starting very, very late. I know the session shouldn't run till this time. So thank you very much. Sir, are you still on the call?
Yes, I am.
Okay, sir, you have the floor, sir.
All right. Thank you so much. And thank you to every participant. First and foremost, I myself have gained so much from other participants, their ideas, their views, and their sharing. The summary of it, going by what one of the participants said, that prevention is better than cure. Yes, we have the drugs there to control disease, vaccination, and antimicrobials. But we're talking about one thing here. Our focus here is fighting against antimicrobial resistance and to have a safe animal health and public health. So that's why we're emphasizing on hygiene. Hygiene, it's a means of prevention, and it's better because at the end of the day, the animal health is ensured, the human health is ensured, there's an increased profit margin, which is the main aim, apart from those that keep birds as a hobby. So once again, emphasis on hygiene, hygiene, and hygiene. Thank you so much.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for making that a very wonderful conclusion. I hope every one of us can relate that the way they used to say it, prevention is actually better than cure. And in order for us to achieve a maximum preventive approach, you need to practice a proper sanitation and hygiene. So thank you very much. Do we have any question before we round up the session? If you have a question, just raise your hand. I think there's a question in the chat box for you, sir, that said, what is the solution to those who find it difficult to practice regular hygiene? That question is from Fabian Johnson, and I see George raising his answer. Should he go ahead?
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Am I supposed to go ahead or the speaker is speaking?
Okay, that what is the solution to those who find it difficult to practice regular hygiene? The solution, I would say an alternative, is that the person will use drugs, but that is not the best. But as much as you can, when you talk about hygiene, it's even cheaper and easier to practice than any other means. Because if you are not preventing, because we have two modes of treatment, curative or prophylactic. It's either you wait and you have a problem and you try to mend it, or you try to prevent it. So there are only two ways, the curative and the preventive. So if you can't go by prevention, then you go by curative. And I think that's a more tougher way to go. Thank you.
Okay. I wanted to ask this question also. This is George Adongo from Kenya. During the presentation, our able presenter said that we need to keep our poultry houses free from vegetation. And I was comparing that with what we learned in the previous lesson, that as a measure of reducing excessive heat or heat stress, is that when there is vegetation around the poultry houses, it can minimize or reduce the direct heat, maybe from the sun, to work on the effect of the excessive heat stress or the heat stress that can be in the poultry. Now, how are we going to do this? Are we keeping the vegetation around, or how do we regulate this?
Okay, thank you so much. I believe to every rule there is a limitation. Now, when you talk about keeping the vegetation, if you keep it as low as possible, whereby rodents, because there's purpose for this, you want to prevent rodents in encroaching into the poultry farms, the pens. So if the vegetation is that low, like carpet grass, that will prevent the bare soil from being heated by the sunlight. At the same time, it will prevent rodents to come in, because when rodents come, surely they will come with other unwanted guests or visitors. They will come with the pathogens.
I lost
they
you,
will
sir.
come with. Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible. Please continue.
So you just have to strike a balance. The grass is within the premises. It depends on how large the farm is. Within the premises, you can keep the vegetation as low as possible. Then just 1 meter around the pens, you can weed. This will control the movement of rodents and other vermins like the mice and the rats.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much, sir, for the a wonderful explanation. And I think we have one more question in the chat box that stated, what is recommended frequency for routine cleaning and disinfection of poultry housing to maintain optimal flock health?
Okay. For washing, there are so many things to wash, to clean, to wash and disinfect. For the pens, you just have to be patient and do it from one batch to the other. The moment you complete a particular batch, for instance, you keep broilers for 8 weeks or for how long you keep, by the time you dispose of them, then you now clean and wash the pens before you bring in another batch of birds. Likewise, layers. After you have completed a complete cycle of laying, and after disposing, then you can now clean up the litter, wash and disinfect. But then for the drinkers, it has to be on a daily basis. And then for the equipment, like wheelbarrows, the shovels, as soon as you have finished using, probably you have used a barrow, a wheelbarrow, to convey and empty the litter. The moment you are done, you wash before introducing, because probably you want to move, depends on how large the farm. We're talking about poultry, backyard poultry farm. Some have just only one pen and they practice one batch at a time. Some other farmers, the farm is as large as having many pens. So it depends on your flock size and what you're practicing, whether all in or out. So the frequency of washing, cleaning and disinfecting depends on the equipment, whether the housing, the equipment, the walls.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for the beautiful explanation and your expert insight into some of the questions asked by the champions. Favor Adebayo, I think and your question has been answered. Is that okay with you? Do you understand better now? So, all right. Do we have any other question before we move to the end of the session for tonight? So in the absence of no other question, on behalf of the Bioshield Squad, I would like to say a thank you very much to our speaker. Okay, I can see another question just pop up now. Oh God. What are specific hygiene practices that small-scale poultry farmer can implement with limited resources, or about the recommended disinfectants that are both effective and affordable for regular use in backyard poultry operations? I don't know if our speaker is here available to answer the question.
Okay, yes, I'm very much available. Depending on which part of the world, which of the country you are, they are as simple as disinfectants, the detergents, any form of detergents. Here in Nigeria, we have detergents like Ariel, Omo, and so on. They are very effective, even against viruses. Because I remember far back as in my secondary school days, we were told the characteristics of viruses, that they do not die. And that has been the major reasons why even the control of viral disease is difficult, because in the course of trying to kill the pathogens, you also end up destroying the host cells. But then it has been found that what makes them very resistant is because of their cell wall, which contains glycoprotein. And just like oil is being melted by detergents, this is how this detergent melts the cell wall of these viruses. And the moment the cell wall has been melted, destroyed, the wind and room temperature, just like as low as 25 degrees Celsius, will render the virus dead, not to talk of bacteria. So for drinkers and even pens, you can wash them with detergent. First of all, sweep to reduce the microbial load. First of all, sweep. Do the sweeping is very important. Sweep thoroughly. Then you wash with plenty of water. Then finally, you now apply the disinfectant or the detergents. This will go a long way in reducing, because diseases have many factors before they thrive. First and foremost, the workload, the infection load. Probably one virus or one bacterium alone is not enough to cause disease. It's when it has been ingested in large amounts that it leads to cause problems. So by the time the workload, the microbial load has been reduced to a barest minimum, that will go a long way in preventing disease.
All right, sir. Thank you very much for that comprehensive response to the question. I think we are running out of time. Anybody that have any question, you can just send it to the WhatsApp group or send it to my DM. I'll forward it to the speed to our facilitator for tonight, and then we'll get back to you as soon as possible because of the time constraint from our end and some of our colleagues in some part of the world that is running into their midnight already. So thank you very much, everybody, for joining. Thank you so much, sir, for honoring the invitation and for delivering that insightful, practicable, and also relatable presentation to us on hygiene and environmental hygiene. So thank you very much, everybody. I think
Thank you so much. I consider it a privilege and an honor. Thank you.
then thank you very much, sir. We are honored to also have you as well and to share it from your pool of knowledge and as an expert for pointing us towards the right direction. So thank you very much, sir, for honoring the invitation. We really appreciate. So thank you very much, everybody, for attending to this session. I've posted the assignments in the chat box. It will be sent to you on WhatsApp as well. And the other content of the assignment will be delivered into your email as soon as possible at the end of today's session. So I think we've come to the end of the session. I just want everyone to put a round of applause for our speaker, and you have a lovely night rest and have a lovely week ahead as well. Thank you very much, everybody.